Hello everyone, it's Professor 095 back with a simple Tuesday stream review. So tonight with me, we'll be going through like a lot of interesting stuff this time around. So first off, we'll be showing some cards from the recent episodes, as well as some collab cards, as well as Charmout, which is the new right line for Lyrical in this particular set for BT13. So yes, so that's all for the for today's stream as well. So pretty interesting skills coming from Charmout herself. So I'm not gonna waste any more time. So without further ado, let's get straight into the news. But before that, if you do enjoy my content right here, I hope you do hit like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more notifications and more videos. Let's get straight into it. So first we'll be showing some cards from the V promos. So this is Sorcerer of Luck Ramonis. So he is a Genesis card. So it is technically a right fixer, so this time now we have two right fixers for the V promos, one from Genesis and one from Dimension Police. Now second skill is pretty much self-explanatory, so I'm not gonna repeat it again. You can always refer to the previous promos for reference, but for this time round, I'm just gonna explain the ones that the first skill, which is when they attack while being boosted, right? So for Ramoni's case, it is auto Vanguard skill once per turn. When this unit attacks while being boosted, you counterblast one, you choose one critical trigger or draw trigger from your soul. You activate the trigger effect once and you put it at the bottom of your deck. So it's pretty interesting. So I think it's probably gonna be very good in a lot of Genesis decks, especially if you're thinking about Himiko. I think that would be more interesting to play around with. So yeah, of course. Then again, you can always play this in Tandria, I guess. You can also play this in the CEO Yoga Derasio. But then again, you need to make space for it. So yeah, that's that for Genesis. And then for this one will be Electricity Absorbing Kaiju Volcule. So Volcule is Dimension Police. Now this time around is a very interesting card. So when he attacks while being boosted, you soul blast one, you choose one with your opponent's Vanguard and minus 5k until the end of the turn. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it minus 10k instead. So it's pretty pretty good, pretty strong. Not gonna lie. And if you can combo with another previous grade 2 kaiju that is around 9k base or 8k base, I don't remember the name, but I remember the background is red in color. It starts with the letter G. So if some of you maybe know what that card is, you can leave it down in the comment section down below. So I kind of forget the name, but I do have that card with me. So in my binder, it actually kind of has a skill to minus your opponent's Vanguard power as well. So if you can combo with that particular grade, if you can combo with that particular grade 2, it would be super nice. It minus 10k instead of 5k instead. So if you can combo with that particular kaiju, it would be minus a 15k. Or you can combo with any other skills that can minus power as well. Of course, you can also combo this with Zeal to make it the numbers way more scarier. Just to keep on minusing your opponent's Vanguard's power, and it's gonna be annoying to fight against if you're going to fight. You're gonna have to put this card in Dimension Police. Then again, I think you can play this in Zeal, but then again, you have to make space for it for V decks. Then some of the promos are really pretty good this time around for V. And now we get straight into the card that is reviewed in the recent episode. I think it's episode 7 or episode 8, I don't remember. I think it's episode 8, okay. Now this is Duke Pain Dragon. So for spoilers that probably some of you might know that Zakuza actually played this card in the recent matchup with Yu. So this is a very interesting card. So it's a grade 2 and it's a double rare. And so the skill is that when this unit attacks Vanguard, you counterblast 1, and for every 5 grades in your set order, you choose one of your opponent's rear guard and you retire it, and during that battle it gets plus 5k power. So if you have, say, 5 grades of like the total sum of your set orders is like 5, then it gets 5k and then you get to retire 1. If you have like 10, the total sum of the grades in your set orders, by the way, set orders in your order zone is like total of like 10, it's gonna be like plus 10k, and then you get to retire 2, which is pretty interesting. So you can, technically I would say that you can play this in Velstra, you can play this in Eva, you can play this in Orphis, which is kind of like self-explanatory, provided if you retain enough grades for it. So it's also important to keep note that this is not counted towards like cards that are in the order zone, for example like Archive or the Gotobun for Miku. So it has to be set orders and nothing else. So this is just have to be a very casual, like very important reminder for that. Yeah, so every 5 grades in the sum of the grades of set orders in the order zone, not cards in the order zone, like set orders, right? So yes, yeah, I think that would be pretty interesting, and it's a very good power up and control deck. Not really suitable for Seraph, I would say, which is kind of obvious. Not really suitable for Messiah, which is pretty obvious, you know. But I think the decks that I've mentioned earlier, like Lustra, Eva, Orphis, what else? Avantganda is probably not going to be very useful. You can also play this in Aldo Grammar, you know, the Batman Kaiju. Is also like pretty interesting, but then again, you kind of have to control like the turn that you were trying to like play the order cards with. But I think you probably reach around like 10, at the bare minimum 5 grades in the order zone. And one thing that is people actually kind of pointing out, if you play this card in Griffo Gira Vortex, it's since your set token, like set order token is like grade 11, it's basically just free. This guy is gonna be like a free, free 10k and free retire 2. Now there is some rulings, or there's some of like clarifications as well, whether or not the Griffo Gira token with the grade 11 token is counted towards a set order. Because like it's a token set order, so would it be counted towards the set order? That has to be clarified, but I feel like it's gonna be considered. I might be wrong, so please you can probably help me clarify it down in the comment section below. But I think you can play this in the Griffo Gira Vortex, provided if you have the space right now and the counter last for it. So it's pretty interesting. Again, so that's Skill Bait Triangle for now, and this will be the new grade 3 Run Gates generic cards, which you will see in the thumbnails of like the next stream. So this is the Great Run Gates grade 3 generic card, like the new generic cards in the whole nations, such as like the ones we have shown with Keter and Stoichia. So this time around, so today we have Run Gates. So it is Macro Cosmic Dragon Mastoch. So it's the skill is that auto when using a space on rear as a co or on Guardian Circle, you choose up to one grade 4 card, from your hand and reveal it. If you reveal a card, or if your Vanguard is grade 4, you perform one of the following according to the circle this unit is on. So Soul Charge Fund, and this unit plus, and he gets 10k at the end of turn. And Guardian Circle gets a 15k shield, which is kind of like self-explanatory. And then the second skill is just basically the same thing as previous generic skill, which is if you discard this card while riding in grade 3 Fang right deck, or if you strike with this card, you can draw a card. So obviously speaking, grade 4 cards in Run Gate is only like Messiah and Seraph. But Seraph, I would say that it's probably not too much space for it, because like Seraph is really piece reliant, I would say, to like imprison your opponents. So probably not the best, but then again, it's a 15k shield and it allows you to soul charge and gets 10k. Not that Seraph usually uses a lot of soul. No, I mean the power up thanks to Seraph Killer is already pretty, scary on its own. But I think this will be the I think obviously speaking, this would be the best card for Messiah because you can like it's basically just Balif, it's just basically like being discarded and then you get to draw one card. So of course you can argue that you can ditch away the you call that the previous grade 3 in the Messiah deck set. I forgot the name, but it's like a Cyber Golem or like a Cyber Dragon in grade 3. So probably you can try to change that out and put this in, which is kind of nice. So technically you can give Messiah a Balif, and you are good on your own already, right? And you get to draw one, and yeah. So not only that, he gets like a 15k shield, and then soul charge 1 plus 10k is really important for Messiah because Messiah obviously needs the soul. So that's about it. So Mouthstotch is there, alright. And after that, we have the collab cards. So I think we are getting the whole SECP in this collab set in this set as well, which is like the collab with some of the manga artists. So it's a trend that is from like BT Online onwards. So BT Online, BTO 10, BT 11, BT 12. So this time around, we also have some of the new alternate arts reprints for some of the cards here, which are collab cards. So we have like drawn by Fiok Lee. So this one is Dragon Maiden of Dancing Time Miam, which is drawn by Fiok Lee of 7 Sleeping Beauties. So this technically all of the alternate arts, or let's say the reprints or the SACPs this time round, is basically all of this right face these cards. So which means like Lemina, Margaret, Habitable Zone. So they're all reprinted. It's like super nice. It's not a Blaze related. Okay, yes, okay, obviously. So this is Cold Fun, and this is like the Dark States for Lemina. So this is pretty nice. This one is drawn by Haruko Ichikawa Bokmat of Land of the Lustrous, Tempting Hot Days Laruf. This is Habitable Zone, so Challenge for Self-Success Dull Tester, drawn by Ryoji Minagawa of Hellhound. And then you have Head Sorceress Sortirel, which is drawn by Tsubasa Yamaguchi of Blue Period. So this is Spiral Beauty Angel, so which is good. And then you have Strategic Inventor Iros, drawn by Masakazu Ishikuro of Heavenly Delusion. So this is Margaret, alternate art. So out of the 5 arts, I would say my favorite probably will be the Dark States. Not because of the bias, but I think that the most appealing one I would say is this. No offense to some of the manga artisans, you guys have like a great work that is not to be disputed, but I felt like this is like the most interesting one out of the 5 so far, I would say. Yeah, but this one I would say this Dragon Maiden is also like quite nice too. Yeah, so yeah, and then this one is a very it kind of like looks very how you call that, a very Japanese feeling of that art, you would say. I don't know how you describe that art, but yes, just to put it out there. And this one is like, obviously this is one because it's Stoic here, obviously it's an animal, so yes. Yeah, pretty interesting this time round for the SECP. So here's like previous boosters. We're gonna get this for reprints, so that's about it. Now, this time round we have the new right line for Lyrical, which is LèVre SœurS. Technically speaking, I just double checked it. I just did a little bit like a minor Google Translate. It's in French, and apparently it's called Lip Sisters in English. So in Japanese, it's like, of course, since they're using like French word, it's gonna be like pronounced as LèVre SœurS. So this will be the new archetype. I'll say, yeah, it's gonna be like a new archetype for the right line disc as well. So first we have for Chris, which is a generic all D starter. So being rolled upon, if you went second, you draw 1 card. So very nice art over here. We have Gramgrace. Yeah, so we have Gramgrace over here, very nice, very cute. And then we have the grade 1, so we have LèVre SœurS Haldia. So the skill is that when this unit is being brought upon by a grade 2 LèVre SœurS, you may call this card to the rearguard circle. If you call a card, then you soul charge 1 and you put this unit into your soul at the end of the turn. And then the second skill at the rearguard circle, at the end of the battle that this unit attacked or boosted, if you have a power 23k or greater Vanguard with LèVre SœurS in its card name, you put 2 grade 2 or less rearguard with LèVre SœurS in its different card names to the soul, and you get to draw 1 card. So it's pretty interesting because this time round the archetype, or you say that the playstyle within LèVre SœurS is basically just make sure that your Vanguard has to be 23k or more, so that will be the highlight of this deck. So that's it. And not to mention that it can tactically like spear claw themselves out from the soul, thereby ensuring like multi-attacks and reaching the power of like 23k, which is pretty good, not gonna lie. And you can have soul power as well after like shelving everything into your soul. So it's pretty interesting. Something, it kind of reminds me something like Luquia. It kind of have like gives me the Luquia vibes with the playstyle. So that's it for Haldia. Haldia, alright. And now for grade 2, we have LèVre SœurS Kalnina. Okay, so this is Kalnina over here, so very nice art. And the skill is that if continuous Vanguard, if your soul has 2 or more grade 1 or less card with LèVre SœurS in their different card names, if you were to write a grade 3 LèVre SœurS from the right deck, you can write it for free, basically without discarding a card from your hand, so which is pretty good. So you just have to make sure that the grade 0 and grade 1 LèVre SœurS is in your soul before you have to write grade 3, so keep that in mind. So auto rearguard, when this unit is chosen by the ability of your Vanguard with power 23 grade or greater and LèVre SœurS in this card name, you counter charge 1 and soul charge 1. Now it's very important that the 23k power is not enough. Your Vanguard has to be LèVre SœurS in order to counter it back. So the counter charge 1, soul charge 1 is definitely welcome because they say that like LèVre SœurS is very like soul reliant, I would say, and kind of like has like a good CC. So technically, instant fall off. Like since this card is like right line is new, you have to like play like full LèVre SœurS and like all of this, 4 of this and 4 of this grade 2, so which is kind of nice. And then after that we have the grade 3, which is the main highlight of this Vanguard. This red line will be LèVre SœurS Charmout. So the skill is that at Vanguard once per turn, you counterblast 1, you choose up 2 grade 2 or less cards with LèVre SœurS in its card name from the soul. You call them to rearguard circle, and this unit gets 5k until the end of turn. So technically speaking, she can up until 18k, but you might be asking, you are lacking 5k. We're gonna get straight into that because there are additional support for Charmout to get that 5k. Not to worry. And the skill is that the second skill is that Auto Vanguard, when this unit attacks while not boosted, so it is very important that this unit is not boosted from the skill. You have to choose 3 of your grade 2 or less rearguard with LèVre SœurS in their different card names, so different card names with LèVre SœurS, and until end of turn you increase or decrease their power to match the power of this unit. So if this unit's power is 33k or greater and your opponent is grade 3 or greater, you soul blast 2 until end of turn. The rearguard in the back row center column that is chosen by this ability can attack from the back row and perform drive checks. So this is really interesting. Technically speaking, it is basically Gramgrace with extra steps, so which everybody has been saying what Charmout is supposed to be. And the good thing about like Charmout is that not only like all of your rearguard gets to like hold up to this to match Charmout, something you could say like flower fairy tokens. Asha's like flower fairies from the era, just to let's say they have to copy like Asha's power and critical, but only this time round you have to like all their regal has to be like matching the increase or decrease their power to match this unit. So it's really important to highlight that, right? And Soul Plus 2, which is why the Soul consistency is absolutely important. In order for like your center back rear card to try to like attack and then can perform drive check. So if it's a grade 3, you can perform clean drive, which is pretty obvious, right? So very interesting card, not gonna lie. So it is basically just like a V Asha and just Gramgrace mixed into one, mashed into one. So I would like to see what this deck can do in the near future. So probably, will it be a meta material? I would probably say that it's gonna be like at least tier 1.5. Or at best tier 2. It's not gonna be like super fancy, but I feel like this is not gonna be a weak deck. It is a very interesting deck and it's not gonna be weak. And not to mention that they all can get all of your LèVre SœurS Vanguard like rear guards can get units can get the 5k power, which is kind of nice. Yeah, so I mean like you can just like LèVre SœurS is very important. Yeah, so you just have to make sure that that's the case. And then for the support cards for LèVre SœurS Charmout, we have the Living Up Like Cloudtail. So this is a great one common card. Auto Regal at the end of the battle that is unit boosted. If you have a LèVre SœurS Vanguard, you can put this to your Soul and Soul Charge 2, which is pretty welcome and very nice for soul charging in order for you to proc Charmout's skill as well. So that's one thing. And then you have the grade 3 for this one out. So this is also a C card. This is Dream Splurging Gramona. Act Regal, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with LèVre SœurS, you put this unit and another Vanguard to your Soul and draw one card and choose one of your Vanguard and he gets 5k until the end of the turn. So this is what I meant when I say Charmout could needs the extra 5k for like a skill, and you can also allows you like draw one card as well, which is pretty nice. Also, I forgot to mention that the power 33k or greater, or the for the Regas to reach like 23k or something like that, it is also worth mentioning that you you can also like offer a skill while you're being Persona Right. So it's important to highlight that. So Persona Right does contribute to to proc skills for like 33k. So if you Persona Right, is like an instant 23k, and then if you proc the first skill, it's gonna be like 28, and then with the grade 3 skill, it's gonna be like 33. So simple as that, right? So very interesting mix and I'm not a mix and match. I would say like it's like a combo of the cards here. And then after that we have a Magician's Work Hobby. When this unit is placed on the rear card circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with LèVre SœurS, you CB1 and you choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 5k until the end of the turn. So this is also one of the great tools that can help Charmout to reach the 23k. So this should, and if your Vanguard is 23k or greater, you get a draw one card, which is pretty nice. Not gonna lie, the draw power is very consistent with Charmout. After that, we have the Vivid Night Festival Auralist, so which is a great one, and it's a double. Is it a double rare or a triple rare? Oh, this one is a triple rare. So what is Colby? Is Colby a double rare? Colby is a double rare. Okay, so Auralist is a triple rare. So the skill is that when this unit is placed on rear guard circle, you CB1 message your deck for up to one grade 2 or less card with LèVre SœurS. You reveal it, put it to your hand, then you shuffle your deck, right? And then Act Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater LèVre SœurS Vanguard, if you can rest this unit, you can choose a card from your drop zone, put it to your Soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets 5k until the end of the turn. So pretty nice. Not on so a bit of course you have to like kind of like lose the boost, the 8k booster, but then again it kind of like helps you to replenish your Soul, but also like helps your Vanguard to come out the power. So that's what Auralist is supposed to do. So very interesting. So I'm not sure if the resting herself will be probably the very worth the triple rare fighting, but then again, for all the reasons I mentioned just now of like replenishing your Soul and giving Charmout the power, I think is probably acceptable, I would say. So I think this is all for the LèVre SœurS fragline / support and the support. So next week, it is also important to highlight that next week we have cards for review cards for like GW, for Lianon Vivace next week, and then so we have new cards featuring like this Saturday, Halona vs Kurara, and then some new cards which will be introducing Lianon Vivace, which we're going to be like shown on next Tuesday as well. So WGP Season 2 extra info, and then after that, so you have, so I think that's it. Alright, sure. That's pretty straightforward this time around. After that, that's all about it. Alright, so presently I can keep this like very short. So I'll end this video right here right now. If you do enjoy my content, please I'll hit like and subscribe once again, and thank you very much for watching up to this point so far. If I mentioned anything, if there's something that it's not very clarified or I got something wrong, please kindly give your feedback down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys on this Thursday. So Thursday will be a very interesting card because we have the new PR coming in. So for like monthly Bushiro and some other extra cards. So that's it. I'll see you guys on the next video. This has been Professor. See you guys.